Hope everybody's doing okay today and excited about what's going to be going on. All right, the recording is started, and we will get started now. For those of you who have been online over the weekend and are part of Skype, sorry, you will notice that there were some changes that were made in the focus a little bit of our fast track team build. The reason that those changes were made was because a lot of people have not been able to get members to sign up because of the cost of huge yield, either $60 or $100. It's really hard for people to come by this time in the economy that we have in the world. So we've shifted our focus a bit to the residual. This is going to help all of our HY boards to move. It may take a little bit longer as we're building this, but along the way we're going to be earning residual income, which is absolutely exciting in itself. So for those of you that are here that are not part of the residual program and in our team build, there's a lot of good information that's going to be coming out about what we're going to be doing as a team build, and we hope that you consider upgrading your positions and becoming part of the residual build that we have going. I first want to let everyone know that there are 5 levels of the residual program. The first one starting at HYR 6, and that is a $6 entry, and that will be at least until April 10th that we will be able to come in for $6. I haven't gotten the final word whether or not that $6 level is going to be staying, but hopefully what we do this week will help to persuade the powers that be to keep the $6 entry. The second level is HYR 30, and for that one there is a $30 holding tank, which means that from the earnings that you make, there will be an amount withheld from each referral that you have in the HYR 30 that will go towards your monthly residual payment to Huge Yield. There's an HYR 60, obviously that is a $60 holding tank. HYR 120, which is a $120 holding tank, along with a re-entry into an HY1. And then there's the HYR 240, which obviously is $240 holding tank. If you haven't watched the webinars that Carl has done, I highly encourage you to check those out to see your earning potential. What we are going to be doing with the HYR 6, the residual program, is our team is creating a build within a build, I suppose you could call it, for this particular part of the program. The reason we're doing that is because we are asking the members of the residual build to take part in a monthly subscription co-op. And that is going to handle advertising, and that is going to be handling the referral process that we have, and I'm going to go into that here in just a few more minutes. Anyone who is in a co-op will be able to take part in what is done with the money as far as advertising and getting referrals placed under them. The reason we are doing that is because one thing that we learned when we started the Fast Track Team Build, we grew very, very, very quickly, and then when we ran out of members, everything just kind of stopped. And we did try to have a donation, but that in and of itself, you know, we didn't want to have everybody put in, or try to have to pay out $60 or $120 to try to piff somebody in. And we also don't want to grow into, 20, 30 team build positions. It's just a lot to try to handle for admin, to try to handle keeping track of everyone plus, several team build positions. The 10 team build positions that we do have already will continue to be monitored, and they will, when they cycle, all of the money from those will help people in HY1 and HY2 continue to cycle. And then also, once the residual team comes into play up into the HYR 120, there will be positions also there that will be helping to push our HY1 boards up and breaking the HY2 boards as well. For the residual, what we are going to be doing for those who are participating in the monthly co-op, I spoke with, a couple nights ago I had an epiphany, and I spoke with Dr. Now and Lori both about this, and they are both on board with it, and we are very, very excited. Those of you who have been around from the beginning and knew about the Mexican team that Dr. Now had, and also there is an African team out of Ghana that we were going to try to bring into the team build. However, paying $60 or $120 per person for those teams was too much to ask anybody to do. However, with the residual program and the $6 entry, we are going to start funneling in those people under people who are taking part in the residual co-op. So, those of you who have not made the decision on whether to join the residual co-op that we have in the Fast Track Team Build, I would highly suggest that you consider joining. We are going to be bringing in the Mexican team and the Ghana team and building a downline in the residual program for those of us who are taking part in the co-op. We feel that that is only fair, that the people who are giving to the monthly co-op receive these referrals because they are, in fact, paying for them. So at this point in the Team Build Solid Trust Pay account, we currently have around $445. And at this point, that will bring in, if we use all of that for the referrals, that's going to bring in 75 people under the people that are in our co-op. So that is a very exciting thing. Come April 10th, it'll be interesting to see how that grows and how that helps all of us to bring in a higher residual income per month in the residual program. That is the first thing that we are going to be doing, because it is these people are ready to come in, and we are still looking for the proper way to do the advertising. Another part of our team in another program is utilizing an SEO package that possibly down the line we may be able to do something like that, since we do have a Fast Track Team Build website. And as that becomes further developed, we may be able to bring in something like that so that we can be found higher up on Google, and we can do advertising campaigns both online and offline to bring people into this program, because there are a lot of people around the world that really need some income, and it would be great to be able to help those people out. So that is basically what I have as far as an update on the Fast Track team. Anyone who has any questions or comments, please feel free to use the chat box, and we will go through. I don't know if Dr. Now has anything that he wants to add, and I don't know if Lori has made it to the call yet. I know she was doing something she was busy and she was going to try to make it when she came. But Dr. Now, do you have anything to add?
Yes. Can you hear me? Can you hear
You're a
me?
little soft, but
Okay, let me
yes.
check my mic. Can you hear me? I don't see my thing moving. Let me just take it off. Let me see. Can you hear me now? Okay, you can hear me. Okay, that's fine. Um, yes, the only thing I want to add to this that we're very excited about this, and again, the African team and the Mexicans, as you know, will be 15-4 at a time. So everybody will get four under them, and then we'll place four under those. And for the beginning, until this grows to larger residual incomes, all the money that comes in that the African team and the Mexican team is going to be earning is going to go back into the co-op to help pay for other than Mexicans to come in. So and Africans. So really, it is self-perpetuating and because of the low cost, if it does stay at $6, it'll be perfect. So hopefully that will. But and also the only other thing I have to say is I believe we may need to cut it off somewhere as far as how many people we have, because so I will give it back to Sherry about that if that's the case, or are we going to keep going? I'm not sure. Sherry, back to you.
Yes, actually, thanks for mentioning that. With uh, as I mentioned earlier, with the fast track team growing so quickly, um, it became very, very difficult for our admin members to keep up with everything. And um, we want to keep this a very controlled residual build. And it is going to help all of the members in the fast track because we are all tied together. The only thing is that those who choose not to join the residual part will not be earning the residual income. Their boards will just be broken as we receive the 120 re-entries at the HYR 120 level. We are going, right now we are at um, 70 members on the co-op, and we will be closing that down at 100 members. Now, that does not mean usernames. That means 100 members. And that does not mean that you will not be able to join at a later date. We're keeping it at a block of 100, and obviously those the people that are currently in the co-op, they will continue to be helped along the way. But as their positions each get their four, those positions are going to, in essence, um, be pushed out of the top of the co-op, so to speak, because each position, once they receive the four, which is, according to Carl, the magic number that everyone needs in order to maximize their earning potential in the residual program, each of those, then those usernames will be pushed out of the top of the co-op, and if that member then has another username that they have in the residual, then that username will be placed where the previous one was. As the member runs out of uh, usernames, we will then have an opening for another member of the fast track team to come in. Um, we want to keep it at that because it's going to just be too difficult to try to handle, and it could just really run away from us. So we want to keep it at 100 members, not 100 usernames, members, but we are asking for a primary username, which would be the one that is possibly has the most potential downline um, and the most potential earning for you, but does not yet have four personal referrals in the residual program. We will only be filling up to four for each person. If your position, your username has four or more, that would not be eligible for the co-op team. So it really makes this a good thing because people will constantly be pushed out, and they can continue to contribute to the co-op with their monthly payments, because it is going to continue their downline into the further levels. As you know, we can each, with 4 referrals, we can each earn down 10 levels in our residual program. So even if your usernames have 4, the people underneath you in the co-op are going to continue to get 4, and so forth and so on. So it's going to be building your 2nd, your 3rd, all the way down to your 10th level, which Carl says has basically never ever been done before. Wouldn't it be cool if we were the first group that ever was able to build down to 10 levels with everyone getting 4 people? So it's very, very exciting, and we hope to spread the word. This is a great way to possibly take a new spin on the advertising that you guys might be doing to bring people into the team with the $6 build and the help with the co-op. And it just really is an exciting thing, and we're so happy that we found this way. And we're really sitting on the gold mine. So with that, I'll open it up for anybody who has questions or comments. Just chat it in the box, and we'll go from there. So anybody with questions? It's great to see we have about 20 people here. No one with questions unless they're typing and it hasn't come in yet. Okay, Bonnie Brown has a question. Will any of the 2 teams be able to pay their own way in, or will we be pipping all of them? Well, as Dr. Now stated, once they start earning, once these positions that we bring in start earning, all of the money that they make at first will be coming back into the co-op. So in essence, they will basically be paying their own way. At this point, obviously, these are people that are in very, very poor situations that have no way, to make money, let alone put any food on the table. So that's one of the things that we're kind of doing to pay it forward to them, and in turn, they are more than willing to give back to the co-op, and because it doesn't cost much for cost of living for them, but and they're very thankful for us bringing them in. Eric has a question. Does that answer your question, Bonnie? Okay. Eric, do we continue to use HY6 personal links or the HY6 team build link? We are not going to restrict it to just the team build. Obviously, we would prefer that you use the team build more than your personal, but we do require that if you do get 4 personals outside of the team build, that you let us know so that we can either move to the next username or bring in another person to the co-op team. Does that answer your question, Eric? Okay, great. David Roberts, is the $6 a month for everyone or just a one-off payment? Are you talking the $6 for the HY residual program, or are you talking for the co-op payments for our fast track team build?
I think he's talking about the residual program. It's a one-off payment.
The residual program in HY, residual program does require that there is an influx of money for the people who are in it, so that is also a monthly, but it comes from the downline that you have that is upgraded. When they make their $6 payment, a little bit of each person's payment goes to your holding tank, which is there for your next month's payment. So it comes from your earnings. As far as the subscriptions for the Fast Track Co-op, we have 4 options. We have a $5, $10, $15, and $20. That it's completely up to you which subscription you choose. There's no preferential treatment according to how much you're able to give. We ask each one who is in the co-op not to pay more than they can. Um, but there is, there are 4 different levels to choose from, and that is a monthly subscription as well, because we are going to be continuing to bring people in and using the money for long-term advertising. Does that answer your question, David? Okay. Um, okay, Jack. How fast will the Mexican and African teams get put in? We only have 7 days left. I'm going to be starting to put them in after this call. Right now I have a list of about 100 Mexican members, so they will be brought in, and we are going to be going from the bottom of our spreadsheet to the top, because it is building, and there is, it's going to be helping, the newest members will be helping the members who are higher up that have gotten in early. So we figured that that would be the best way to help the whole team from the bottom to the top, according to the date that the username that is in the primary column was had joined the team. Does that answer your question?
You're talking about the subscription, correct? The co-op subscription, the co-op payments for 5, 10. That's where you're taking your list from, correct? Of the people that are in the co-op.
The people, yes, the people that are in the co-op have given me, there are a few of them that need to get back with me with their primary username, or I won't be able to bring people in under them. But for those who have given me their primary username, they are put in date order according to when that username joined Huge Yield, and we will be giving 4 as we go up that line.
Okay.
Okay, that answered that. Any other questions or comments anyone wants to make? Be happy to answer anything or get any feedback anyone has. There is a team roster. At this time, we do have a team roster. There are people who, over the weekend, there are people that were asked about their commitment to the team build still, so that will be changing and being updated, and some people may be leaving and others may be joining in. So I do have one that I can put out there after the call is over. I can put that in the Skype room so that people can keep track of. Also, for those who are in the co-op, there is a spreadsheet that is available. We don't want that one really to be public as far as just letting anyone look at it. Those who are in the co-op at the time will have access to that. Let's see. Does that answer your question, Monty? Okay. Michael F., we had a questionnaire for HY a week ago. I thought I sent it in, but can't remember. Is there a way? Yes, I will check that for you, Michael, and side Skype you after the call is over. Estelle, was the payment that was made a subscription or a one-off? If a one-off, we will be reminded or not. There are subscription buttons on our Team Build website. If your first payment was a one-time payment, for the next month, there will be a reminder, and the easiest thing would be to choose one of the subscriptions so then you don't have to worry about it. But there will be a reminder. I do have the dates of when people did give, so I can make someone in charge of that in the admin to make sure that, like a day or two before a subscription payment or a one-off payment was made, that someone will get a reminder. So yes, great. Okay. David Roberts, I am not able to be online as much in the coming weeks because of work commitments. Still interested in want to be a member. Wonderful. Great. I'll make note of that, and thanks for the comment, David.
Can you maybe put in the subscription button here so that the link so people can go and subscribe?
I can put, yeah, sure. I can put in, and do remember that at this point we have room for about 30 more members for the first go round, but we will be keeping track of all the others. Just side Skype me to let me know if you're interested. And here is the donation, or the co-op buttons on the website. There are 4 options for the co-op. Excuse me, I'm still a little congested from my illness earlier this month. There are 4 buttons. There's a $5 button, a $10 button, a $15 button, and a $20 button. No preferential treatment, just what you are able to give. Yes, Miracle. What is huge yield? Okay, good question. For those of you that are new, huge yield is actually started as a board program, a matrix program that consisted of what they call HY1 and HY2. It's a splitting board matrix system. And one complete cycle through the HY1 and HY2, which it's a 2x2, sorry. Each complete cycle through an HY1 and HY2 gives you $1,000. Our team build started out with just the HY1 and HY2 building, with the members going in one after the other, and eventually pushing out our members at the top and earning them. There are required rebuy guidelines that we have on the team build, and that can be found on our Fast Track Team Build spreadsheet. I can get a copy of that for you. If you want to Skype me afterwards, my Skype ID I'll put in here. And that's what it started out as. It has since added an HY3 and HY4, which is basically the same thing as the HY1, HY2, but it's a higher payout at the top, and obviously a higher amount to buy into that part. But it can be taken from your earnings from the HY1, HY2 cycle. And then also the residual was brought in and will be officially launching April 10th. Does that answer your question enough, or I can give you probably more detailed explanation in Skype? And at this time, too, I do want to mention that we only have an SDP account for the team build. And the reason we only have one account is because we want to try to keep the funds in a lump amount instead of having it spread among different accounts like AlertPay and PayPal or whatever. If it is possible, and you do have a solid TrustPay account, if it is possible for you to do a swap with someone and then send your SCP when you get that transferred, that would be great. Otherwise, we will try to work with you and figure out a way that would be best to get your co-op payment in. We would like to try to keep it with one. However, if we have enough interest you know, it is possible that we could open a team build alert pay or PayPal at that point. Or no, PayPal actually isn't in huge yield, sorry, alert pay, or one of the other ways that we're able to pay for a huge yield. But we want to make sure that there's enough interest to open up another account in another pay processor, because we don't want, you know, $5 or $10 sitting in there and then not being able to use those funds. Okay, any other questions or comments from anyone? How does everybody like being here as opposed to being on in a free conferencing room? Any opinions there? We thought it would be easier, especially for those who are overseas, who might incur charges on phone calls or you know, be trying to reach the free conferencing on Skype and not being able to connect and stuff like that. So great, it looks like everyone's pretty much positive as far as using this room. I really like it. It seems to be a little bit more organized, and you know, we can see everybody and address everybody as they have questions, and so that's great. Well, if anybody, if nobody else has any questions or comments, or Dr. Nile, if you have anything else or not, we can close the call, and we'll get the recording up as soon as we can. I'm not quite sure how long it takes. It may take a bit longer than we
Yes,
for the free conferencing room.
Now this recording will
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's Dr. Nawi. This recording takes at least 24 hours to be rendered, and then the YouTube link created. And once there's a YouTube link, we can give that to everybody. The other thing, I'm very excited about this. It's going to be fantastic. We can grow this to great heights, and we will have constant flow of cash to be able to feed everybody therefore. So it will be really quite an exciting epiphany that you had there, Sherry. Congratulations. And as far as that is concerned, yes, I'm looking forward to it.
Great, wonderful. Okay, guys, so we'll go ahead and close the call for today. We do have our Skype rooms. So if you have any other questions, seek out an admin member in that room, and or seek me out. I gave you my ID up above, and we'll get the questions answered, and we'll get those last 30 positions filled. And I will be starting to bring in the members here probably after I have some lunch. So let's have a great day, guys. I hope to have everybody in that I have on the Mexican team list at this point before the 10th. So there will be a lot of people who will be qualified to go down 10 levels. So it's very exciting. Let's get out there and do some advertising for this, and see who else we can bring in and put on our list. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a great day.